I'm Dana Denha, and this is Arbor Close-Up 2018. I'm here with Andy Kohler and Glenn Powell, and they're with NOCIRC of Michigan. So can you explain what NOCIRC of Michigan is?
Oh, sure. Well, NOCIRC first stands for National Organization of Circumcision Information Resource Centers of Michigan branch. And we are advocating that parents, whether they have a baby boy, a baby girl, or a baby intersex child, have no alteration made to their genitals when they are born, that they are allowed to keep their bodies as they
were born with.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Why was this organization started?
There's a very sort of long, complicated history of how circumcision has come to be part of our culture, and in particular in America and other English-speaking countries. But that happened sort of late 19th century, sort of Victorian era. Mores led to circumcision being sort of very frequent and normalized in America. And it was in the late 1970s that Marilyn Milo started the first NOCIRC after seeing a circumcision happen in a hospital and just being absolutely appalled by what she saw, and realizing that most of the world's men are allowed to keep their whole penises. And actually, I've lived in Germany for about a year when I was doing some research for my dissertation, and that's a majority intact population. Men were walking around just fine. There's no need to remove a part of the body that actually can be quite useful.
Well, when you think about it, a lot of it is, I feel like, pressure from society to do it. So, like, I have a sister that has two sons, and she did circumcise her sons, but now she almost regretted it after she did the first one, because then she felt like the need to do it to the second one.
Yeah, like it would have been unfair to...
Yeah, so it's like this weird thing, and it's also a strange sort of thing where that right as soon as your baby's born, they have to go through a surgery.
Yes, and it's a surgery where, a baby, it's very dangerous to do a general anesthetic. So they will do sort of various topical anesthetic. I don't know the exact mechanics, but but there's very often not very good pain management. And when Glenn and I were born, there was probably... It used to be thought that, babies don't feel pain in any surgical procedure. No, they would do heart surgery on babies without anesthetic. And really, I think the impact of such a traumatic event on an infant, for the sort of the lifelong implications are still not very well understood. But, that is a traumatic event. For even at that age, can have lasting impact. The PTSD is caused by sort of the ramifications of the rush of chemicals in the brain that is caused by such a trauma. It's very likely that infant trauma has lasting impact that we don't even really understand. It's also when you hear, for example, the American Academy of Pediatrics, they did a statement in 2012 where they said they didn't come out and endorse circumcision, but they said the benefits outweighed the risks. And then later in the same statement, they said, of course, we're not entirely sure what the risks are.
I was going to say, what are the risks to not having a circumcision that they're saying?
Oh, no, they said they don't know, not the risks of having of leaving the baby alone. They said they're not even sure the risks. So they say, well, we haven't really followed up with the long-term effects of circumcision. When they talk about the risks, they mean sort of immediate complications. They don't...
Like an infection or something.
Yeah, or excessive hemorrhaging from the actual surgery. What they don't do is talk to men 40 years later and say, so by the way, how's everything working down there?
Well, what do they claim the benefits are? Do you know?
Yeah, so by the way, Glenn, if you want to...
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to hog the microphone.
They claim it's cleaner. They claim it prevents STDs. some people say it improves your sexual experience, but when you take some off, you're actually making it smaller, and you're removing a lot of nerve endings, and it's a violation of someone's body, and it's their body. It should be their choice. They should have to be allowed to enjoy their whole body, and I don't see any advantages to having part of your penis removed.
Okay. Is there a way we can find out more about the NOCIRC of Michigan?
Well, you can go to www.nocircofmi.org. There's our
They can
website.
learn more about this if they go on that website.
Yes, and there's a great, if you Google circumcisions, like circumcision plus superstition, if you Google that, there's a man in New Zealand, named Hugh Young, who has just fantastic resource, just all the information you can possibly imagine is just fantastic.
All right. Well, thank you guys for filling me in on this.
Okay, well, thank you so much. And before I go, I'd just like to make one more comment. When I was almost 10 years old, I had my appendix out because I had appendicitis. No one said to my parents, you should have taken care of that when he was an infant and had his appendix removed just in case. And because that would be ridiculous, and it's just as ridiculous if the organ in question is the foreskin of the penis.
A lot of people think that the child needs to match their father, and there's many fathers that are circumcised, and they choose not to do that to their child. And I think it's important to leave him the way he was born.
All right, let's start breaking those norms.
Yes, thank you so much.
Okay, stay tuned for more from the Arbor Art Fair.